Broadcasting live on Twitch the 24th of March 2018. Welcome, captains, to Priority One Armada Live. I'm your host, Winters, and we're back at the Dobbo table on Drazona, instance number 2. Joining me tonight are my co-hosts, James and Hunter. James, how's your week been?
Man, my week has been very good. Great news in-game and all that. Just everything outside of it. How's yours been?
Mine's been pretty good, actually. I won't say that I've been really looking forward to this double XP weekend because they dropped it on us at the last minute. But I've been taking full advantage of it with the help of Andrew from the Priority One Armada. And basically, I was getting one of my temporal recruits. There was a lot of stuff that he missed, you know, like the temporal probes and stuff like that. So I've been going back over everything and finishing out those objectives. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, they dropped that. They dropped that on late this week to us.
Yes, they did. Very, very last minute.
Yes.
Hunter, how's your week been?
It's been actually really good. Just had
fantastic.
Just before I got here, had some dinner, some barbecued pulled chicken.
Ooh.
What good it is!
That sounds tasty.
It is amazing. Memphis barbecue, great. If you haven't tried it, definitely recommend it. And as for, I'm agreeing with you with the double XP weekend. They dropped it on us, and I've got 2 characters I have to still level. So it came as a great thing for me to do this weekend.
Yep, definitely take advantage of it. And just want to say a big hello to everybody in the Twitch chat. If you got any questions or anything, don't be afraid to post them, and we'll try and answer any and all questions that you may have. Anyway, welcome back everyone for another exciting round of Star Trek Online at the old and falling apart Drazona Station, instance number 2. Tonight's away mission is something new, but before we go into tonight's away mission, James, what's on tonight's show?
Well, start things off, if you haven't already done so, take a transport down to Drazona instance number 2, where we'll be having a roundtable discussion about the latest in Star Trek Online and Priority One Armada news. We'll also be highlighting some of our outstanding members with the Armada to date. After the roundtable, we'll be warping to the Dyson Sphere for this week's away mission. Now, normally, we would run either the Dyson Ground Battle Zone or the Undine Space Battle Zone. But we're not going to do those tonight. We've done a little testing. We're going to try something new and see how it works out. We're going to actually do this Dyson Sphere Contested Zone.
What?
Yes, it's the same area as...
Yeah.
Hunter and I actually ran this with Kat the other day. And for an XP weekend, there's a lot of little small missions in there you can do. Plus, there is, there's also zone-wide missions in there, and it was pretty. It was actually pretty good. We earned a few hundred marks and a couple thousand dilithium on some quick runs. And if we get tired of that, you're right there at Ground Battle Zone, so you can go there and kill some Voth dinos. Cool. Just to let you know, with this map, you do have to be able to have gotten into the Dyson Sphere, so you need a level 50. It is cross-faction, so for some of you with leveling up characters, if you got them at 50, bring them on over. So join us tonight on Dyson Sphere Contested Zone.
Hey, Twitch users. You want to chat with us? If you got any questions, comments, or just want to enter any one of our various giveaways, then make sure you click that follow button on Twitch so you'll be notified when we're on the air. And if you're not a member of Priority One Armada and want to chat with us in-game, then come and join us on our Priority One chat channel by typing in the chat box /channel_join space Priority One and then hit the enter key.
Want to join Priority One? Simply head over to priorityone.armada.com and sign up today. We have both Federation and KDF fleets ranging from Tier 3 to Tier 5, so you can be certain we have a fleet that suits your needs.
A flute? We have a flute that suits your needs?
You beat me to it. I'm like, so,
The drinking's already started, man.
Yes. Anyway. Well, we have so much to talk about this week in Star Trek Online news, so let's jump right into the roundtable. James, tell us all about Victory is Life.
That's right, Victory is Life. The big announcement this week, in fact, it made me start going back and watching some DS9 and the Dominion. Star Trek Online is incredibly proud to announce our 4th major expansion, Victory is Life.
Woohoo!
Paying homage to the fan-favorite Star Trek Deep Space Nine, finally, this brand new expansion will bring captains to the Gamma Quadrant and beyond in a new story kicked off by the invasion of the mysterious Herc. You'll also be able to play as brand new faction, the Jem'Hadar. Experience 6 new episodes in the Star Trek Online story and interact with 10 of the original cast members from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We're so excited to announce 4 of these actors for you here today, with more coming in the next few weeks. So at the end of the episode, Scylla and Charybdis, which first introduced players to the Herc threat, players were reunited with famed DS9 Chief of Security Odo, as played by Rene Auberjonos. Rene is the first Star Trek Deep Space Nine actor who will be joining us for Victory's Life. When we last saw Odo, he had returned to the Great Link, but the threat of the Herc returns him to our space. So, what is so dire that it can inspire him to return? Well, we're going to find out later this summer. And it wouldn't be the same to have Odo without his greatest nemesis and foil, which is why it's wonderful that Armin Sherman is returning in the role of everyone's favorite Ferengi bartender and my good friend Quark. Quark stayed on DS9 at the end of the show, but it's been decades since then in the timeline of Star Trek Online. We'll find out just what new schemes he's been up to and how they might affect the galaxy. After taking command of the station at the end of Deep Space Nine, Commander Kira Nerys went on a spiritual journey that ended with her as the new Kai of the Bajoran people. But with Odo returning to this quadrant, Nana Vistor will bring Kira to life once again, bringing one of the most beloved characters in Star Trek history to life in Star Trek Online. And finally, the return of familiar face J.G. Holtzler has spent the last year guiding players in Star Trek Line as the long-thought-dead Klingon General Martok. Now he will lead the forces of the combined Federation Klingon and Romulan Alliance into battle against the Klingons' oldest and greatest enemy, the fearsome Herc. Adventure once again with a legendary Klingon General when Victory is Life releases in June 2018 on PC and later this year on Xbox and PlayStation 4. In addition to these new cast members and features, Victory is Life will raise the Star Trek Online level cap to 65, introduce a new queue, a new progression system, and will add a sector battle zone, a new gameplay feature that takes place into a war between the stars to save the Gamma Quadrant. We'll have more information on all these features very soon, and we can't wait for you to experience them. Victory is Life.
Okay, so first things first. What's your guys' take on what we have been told so far for Victory is Life, James?
It's, I love the fact that Odo is here. I love the fact that we're going to have Kira. Quark, honestly, is just, I think, is going to be the coolest thing. So I really am happy that they've got some new actors, first time coming in, really coming into Star Trek Online. This is a teaser. It doesn't have everything with it. It just says a new faction, Jem'Hadar. Will there be multiple species? Obviously Jem'Hadar, Vorta. Will there be playable Cardassians? What are the ships going to look like? There's a lot of questions. There are just a lot of questions out there for me. But I am excited to finally go to Gamma and have that as a playable area.
Nice. Okay, Hunter, what's your take on Victory is Life so far?
Oh, I'm absolutely sold. I mean, of course, obviously, I know everyone wants the Jem'Hadar faction to be Cardassian as well. Hopefully we'll see it. If not, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm looking forward to the Gamma Quadrant. I know for a fact, because there was an interview, which I don't know if everyone knows, I found with Armin
Shimmerman.
And yeah, and at the end of the article, it confirmed that along with Odo, Kira, and Quark coming back to the Star Trek Online, Julian Bashir and Garrick apparently are also making returns.
Yes.
To this as well. So I'm really looking forward to see what Garrick has been up to for the last 40 years, and if the Doctor has made any changes in his philosophy with Cardassians, and see if they can rekindle old spirits.
Well, I suppose for me, the biggest one that I was looking forward to, and I'm delighted that it has been confirmed, is Andrew Robinson, aka Garrick.
Oh yeah.
I think he is just such a cool character. I cannot wait to see him and what capacity he's going to be in the game, and hopefully he's going to be in a lot more stuff in the game. One thing I didn't know about, and you mentioned it, James, when you were reading that introduction for Victory is Life. Kira, I didn't know that Kira became Kai.
Me neither.
I was like, where the hell did that come from?
Now, that was already released, I think. I think that was in Star Trek lore originally, and they just
never knew.
Well, the question comes from some of this is if they're taking some of the books that have been done since then. There's some that I read that are, 2380s and whatnot, where Garrick is actually the Cardassian ambassador to the Federation. There's the one, the Typhon Pack, where you've got Bashir still on DS9. So, yeah, I wonder if they're taking from a little bit of that. The Kai really threw me for her because I could understand her spirituality in DS9 as a series, but not to the point where she would give up the military to actually go 100% into the Bajoran religion. So I'm very interested to see how that bridged, or if I can find out where that's at and kind of read it, what was the motivation.
Well, I'm interested to see what Star Trek Online does with that. Like, they're going to have to set up some sort of backstory and explain, what's going on with her now as Kai. At least you would imagine so, but I guess we just have to wait and see.
So they're in, like James was saying, in the books, they actually do have some sort of background. I'm wondering if they'll do that, or maybe they'll add a little something extra to it. Because I know, I didn't read the books, but I've read the online lore on it. It does go into some background eventually. I don't remember everything offhand. But, it does have some sort of background going into it.
And then that's one thing I like about Star Trek Online, where it tries to, stay to canon, but you're also talking about a game 30, 40 years into the future that you can't always maintain canon, but you're taking from the best of what you got. So if they're taken from, some of those books and whatnot that I enjoy reading, and they're kind of putting some of that and building a story with it, then that's 100% with me. Because I sometimes think some of the books were better than some of the television episodes. So, I'm interested to see that. One of the areas in Winters, we'll get more information on this. Obviously, it goes down. But the ships for the Jem'Hadar, I'm kind of concerned with that. And that's because there are, you have some R&D ships. You've got the Jem'Hadar bug ship, the scout ship. You've already got a lot of Dominion type ships and even some Cardassian ships. So I'm going to be very interested in seeing how they're going to release ships for this faction that's not going to upset those who have already spent a lot of money on them.
Right. Well, since you're talking about that, and you're also talking about the factions, there's a couple of things I want to bring up about that. So you guys are in agreement, and I know for a fact that the vast majority of the STO community is wondering, are there going to be playable Cardassians? Other than, picking an alien race and making him a spoonhead. Is it actually going to be a race that you can pick as part of the faction?
Let me guess. You got inside information, don't you?
No.
Oh,
I don't. No, but this is just stuff that I've researched myself and things that I noticed and what have you. So everybody's wondering about that, and they haven't said anything about it yet. I find it highly unlikely that the Jem'Hadar faction is going to consist of one race, i.e. the Jem'Hadar. I think that there is a very strong possibility that we are going to get Vorta, Jem'Hadar, Cardassians, and maybe on... Cardassians and Founders are kind of there on the outset a little bit, but I think there's a bit of a chance there to bring in the Founders. Now, here's the other thing. They have already released a picture of a brand new Cardassian ship. So that would seem to suggest that Cardassians are going to be included in this new Jem'Hadar faction. If they've designed ships for this faction, and it's a Cardassian ship, and it's clearly Galore, but just with extended wings on it, I suppose is probably the best way to describe it. But you can clearly see the Galore outline in it, and it's just, you know that roundy bit that's up at the top, the nacelles. Mm-hmm. That's like a boomerang ship. That's basically what it looks like. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to get playable Cardassians in this race, based off them having released the image of one of the Cardassian ships.
So Sano Skyrat in a Twitch chat's going, if we're talking about the Dominion from DS9, the Breen. You even possibly you've seen Sona. I mean, so you're looking at those.
I didn't even think about that.
And then obviously Shad Sayer, the Changeling. I'm kind of less with the Changeling. The Founders. I think you would be almost like a Borg OP type of thing.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be a playable playable character.
Yeah, I've got my doubts on them as well, because you can see Jemadar and Vorta, they're like the foot soldiers. But not everybody is going to be a Founder, and Founders aren't really in the middle of combat and stuff like that. So I don't really see the Founders. Maybe there's a small chance, but I won't be at all surprised if they're not included.
No, I wouldn't. I agree. If you've seen a Cardassian ship or something of a mock-up, I think that's definitely going to be a character in there. Jemadar, obviously. I could see Breen, possibly even Sona as minor species, kind of like within the KDF, and you've got the Nausicaans, the Fursians. We were talking about the Karma.
Yes. There's a lot of species, and there's a lot of wiggle room for them to even create new species to include in. And this is what I was surprised about. They called it a Jemadar faction rather than a Dominion faction. And I wonder, is that done intentionally, or is it going to change, in a week, in a month, in 2 months, whatever?
Are they going to?
Because to me, it would have made more sense if it was a Dominion faction, because then you have your Vorta, you have your Jemadar, Cardassians just fit in there nicely. You have the Karma, you have all these other ones that we know that are part of the Dominion, from the series. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, Jemadar faction, only tacticals available.
So we're talking about a new faction being introduced into the game, and the last time that happened was when you had the Romulans brought in, and with those you had a first storyline mission, and then at level 10 you have to declare your faction, Fed or KDF. I'm interested how they're going to work a Jem'Hadar faction in game.
Well, before we actually get onto that, here's the thing that I want to talk about the ships as well. Just a small addition. So we know that when you make a Jemadar faction character, you're going to be level, what did they say, 60? You're starting out at level 60.
Really?
Yes. You're not starting out at like if you create a Federation or a Romulan or a Klingon, you're going to have, for example, a number of the reputations either complete or partially complete. You'll have a number of the Admiralty campaigns partially complete. There's going to be a bunch of this stuff that's going to be semi-complete for you when you start a Jemadar character, because it's starting at level 60. So what you were talking about earlier, James, about the strike ship, the bug ship, the escort carriers, and all the existing ships that are in the game already for Jemadar and even Cardassians. I think what's going to happen with that is they're going to stay just as they are. You get them from promotional R&D packs or whatever. They're just going to design new ships for this faction, and I think they're probably only going to have, because it's starting at level 60 and the level cap is going up to 65, they just have to give you one free ship at the beginning, and that's it. It's going to be a tier 6 ship. They don't need to create a big long line for you to progress up because your character's already starting at level 60. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, it's Shad Sayer, it's a WoW epic character, something within Worldcraft where they have, I believe, a certain character, and if anyone in there knows in the Twitch chat, please correct me, but they do have certain, I guess, faction characters or groups that start higher up than the others. I don't know if I'm like, I'd like to see how they're going to award somebody that. So, is it going to be a prerequisite that you have a Federation KDF at level 60 before, Jem'Hadar opens up? So, because I think it would be kind of silly to let a brand new player come in game and automatically have a level 60 character with half the stuff done and not have to do any work towards it.
I think what they said was, because this is what came out on the stream, was that there's going to be warnings, essentially saying this character is starting in an advanced state. If you're a new player, you probably don't want to pick this faction just yet. So that's probably the most that we can expect. Like, I don't think they're going to restrict it to, like you said, have a level 50 first and then you can play that faction. I think the option will be there to brand new players to select the new Jem'Hadar faction from the get-go if they want, but they will have some sort of a written warnings describing exactly what's going on.
Yeah, as long as, I think my thing is I wouldn't want to see a brand new player come in, just automatically get it, and then have a bunch of freebie stuff that the rest of the gaming community that's played it for years has had to really work up, the Admiralty and all that. So I don't so much agree with that. If they want to put you in level 60, give you a free ship, and you only need 5 more levels, that's fine. But I'm not too keen with the fact of having half your reps done or half your Admiralty done, because to me that's not working towards it. Then that's everyone's going to create as a Jem'Hadar character, just so they've got most of it done.
The other thing I'm thinking about when that, instead of making like the reps half complete, you could just do like everyone already comes with a sponsorship token already done, so it just takes the 20 days instead of the 40 days.
I don't even agree with that. Let it, if they got another character, they transfer it over. But if it's character 1 on a brand new account, if they want to be a Jem'Hadar at 60, let them do it. But they shouldn't be giving them half the other stuff. We've seen this happen. We've seen this happen in the past with characters where they gave them a bunch of stuff. Be honest, music that pissed off the community because they did it. And you know what? If I feel in this one, no, they can work their reps just like I worked mine at 40 days and their Admiralty or whatnot. So
understandable.
We always have Keeping Up with the Cardassians on. That's what this show is. Keeping Up with the Cardassians. Cardassian clothing is going to be really good. The military uniforms and all that.
Oh God, I want that stuff so bad.
Yes,
but I really want the Taylor on DS9 to be replaced with a Garrick.
Yes,
I think that would be awesome.
That's why we had a commercial a while back. Garrick's Tailor and Finery. Garrick should be doing all the tailoring in the game.
One thing that I do want to make clear, actually very clear, because both of you guys said this, and I don't want there to be the wrong impression given out. They did not say that the reputations will come 50% complete. What they said was that some of the reputations will have some progress. So my take on that, I could be completely wrong, just keep this in mind, alright? This is not guaranteed 100%, that we know. But my take on it is that you'll have 2, 3, maybe 4 reputations that are between tier 1 and tier 2. That's about it. I do not see any of them being 50% complete, like tier 3, tier 4. I'd say tier 1, tier 2. That's about as much as you can expect.
Right. Could they also have meant maybe you'll get like a bonus like a generous care package where like you get like 100 starting marks per thing.
Okay, they've done that
like
with
that.
They've done that with the
Exactly.
Agents of Yesterday and the Deltas, and that was fine to a point because you still had to level those characters up from 0, so you still had to do a lot of work on them.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, you've got 5 levels. That's it.
Well,
so I'm not big on giving them a bunch of freebies past that.
I'd say what they're going to do, again, do not know if this is going to be 100% or not, or even if it is going to happen. But I think they would be very foolish not to do another recruitment event. We've had Delta, we've had Temporal, this will be a Gamma. And that's where people will get, the leg up, a couple of 100 marks for the different reputations by creating a Gamma recruit during the event. They didn't confirm that though. There's absolutely no word on that yet. We have to wait and find out.
I agree. I mean, it's March right now. This is June. Going to be coming out in June. There's going to be a lot more coming out. So
yeah,
I think from the get-go, there's a lot of good things. The level cap going to 65 was a little surprising to me because the last level cap in Delta was a 50 to 60. So
you think it should have gone to 70?
I think it should have gone to 70. It would have been natural progression with it. I know there was some folks talking about is there going to be T6U ships, potentially T7 ships. I haven't heard anything about that, and I don't see
that. Did they confirm that there was not going to be anything for a while?
I can confirm 100% guaranteed, pure fact, that there is no Tier 7 ships coming with this expansion or T6U. They clearly stated that there is no plans currently for doing T6U or Tier 7 ships. So we're sticking with Tier 6 for the foreseeable future. I was very happy to hear that.
And then we have a question, Sano. We have a level 65 cap, so would we potentially see a Mark 15 weapon in game? That
now I'm not sure.
Right.
They potentially could increase from Mark 14 to Mark 15. It would seem to fit. Like every 5 levels you go up a different Mark level. But there's been nothing on that yet, or at least I haven't heard anything on it yet. What does that mean for all of us that have our Mark 14 possibly epic gear? You just throw another couple of tech upgrades on it, and it goes up to the next Mark level. Simple as that, really. So if they do go up to Mark 15 epic as the new max level, I'm totally on board with that. I'm like, the system's there. I'll have to throw in maybe 5 superior tech upgrades per item to get it up to Mark 15, and
you'll probably use on a full ship of Mark 14 epic gear. You're probably gonna spend
7,500 tech upgrades.
Yep, about that amount.
7,500 on tech upgrades, and maybe
that'd be about it.
And the lithium would probably be around maybe 50,000.
No. The dilithium would be up there with the tech upgrades because it's about 1,000 dilithium per superior tech upgrade. So you're talking if it's 100 tech upgrades, then you're talking 100,000 dilithium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little bit, but if you got your Omega tech upgrades or your Phoenix tech upgrades, then it might be a little easier for you.
So the other thing we're also talking, we've got 6 new missions. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, and when we had Delta, there were more. It does seem a little down from that, but at the same time, I think
TOS have 6.
Yeah, but it wasn't an expansion. We weren't expanding, the game into a brand new quadrant or, introducing something. So it's a little on the light side, but at the same time, I'm okay with that because it's Gamma Quadrant. It's finally Jim Hadar. I would say probably the other one big question that I would say would have is this expansion potentially going to have DS9 being revamped? Or are we going to see a brand new interior for DS9? I don't know. I'd love to. But at the same time, I don't know and haven't heard anything on that.
The other thing to think about.
On the Deep Space Nine interior or ground map revamp, I am very confident to say yes, 100%. The map has been revamped, and that will be coming on day one. They didn't say it outright. They alluded to it in their stream that they had during the week. So yeah, Deep Space Nine has had a major revamp. Quarks looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. Because they had that as their background. Haven't seen the rest of it, but I'm really looking forward to it. So I mean, there's so many things that just make sense. You know, you're a security officer. It's going to be in the security office. You know, Odo's office. That's where you're going to go to meet the security officer. Garrick's shop. There's the tailor. You know, it just makes sense.
So Jason Smith says, Cryptic said in Steam they are not revamping DS9. Or in the stream, they're not revamping DS9.
That's not what they said during the stream during the week. What they did talk about was the exterior. That wasn't being revamped, but the interior was.
That's what everyone cares is the interior. You know, care about the exterior of it.
Some people do. Some people do because apparently the scaling's wrong or something.
Well, Earth Space Dock, the scaling's wrong on it, so you know it's
the whole. They had to scale down the entire game. I mean, the scaling is going to be off somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this because the stream that they've done during the week, you could clearly tell that it was the new map for Quarks, and it looked exactly like it did in the show. It was so well done, and Quarks isn't that bad currently. It could be better, and from the background that they were using during the week, it clearly is. A lot better than what it currently is. I'm really looking forward to that. I've been crying for a Deep Space Nine interior ground map revamp for ages.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
There are two major things that I'm really curious about though with this new expansion, and that is so the first one is we've had the 5 confirmed. Who are the last 5? Who are the last 5 actors reprising their roles? Because we only know for a fact that only for 5 are reprising. We don't know the other 5 yet.
Don't we know 6?
Yeah, we know 6 of them.
Yeah, we know 6 of them.
Who's the 6th one?
Because you said Bashir and Garrick.
Yeah, so it's Kira, Martok, Garrick, Bashir, Odo, and... Who's the 6th one?
Julian.
No, I've already said him.
Quark?
Quark, that's it. That's 6. There's 4 more.
Okay. I didn't realize they were talking about J.G. Hertzler because he's already been in the game for more than a year.
I think Nog is coming back.
Nog, Lita, Ezri, and O'Brien.
I'm pretty sure that one of the silhouettes that's in the image, in fact, it's actually the closest one, the one right in the very front. I'm pretty sure that's Nog. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty convinced that it's Nog. Right. The others, I can't put my finger on. I'm not 100% sure.
Ezri and O'Brien.
I can see Ezri and O'Brien coming back.
I don't know. I'd love to see O'Brien coming into it. Would be fantastic.
The
Ezri,
the other,
maybe
Ezri, yeah.
The other one is when we got the Delta expansion. Everyone thought, "Oh my God, we're gonna be able to see a lot of the Delta Quadrant." We only got like 2 sector blocks. So how big are we gonna get for the Gamma Quadrant? Are we gonna get the same 2 sector blocks like we did with Delta, or are we actually going to get a full sector space like the Alpha Quadrant or the Beta Quadrant.
No, I'd
it's
say we're going to get 2 sector blocks. And that will... See, because they've already expanded the Beta Quadrant and the Alpha Quadrant out to pretty much its max. They actually cannot expand the Beta or Alpha Quadrant anymore. The game won't allow it. It's at the limit of its capability. So to expand the galaxy maps, then they have to start expanding Delta and Gamma. But I think for day 1 release, we're only going to get 2 sector blocks for the Gamma Quadrant, just like we did for Delta Rising.
Shadeslayer wants stacks. Jason Smith, Nog. Someone's saying Cisco. That is not happening. That's too much money.
There's no way Cisco's coming back.
Yeah.
Maybe,
here it is.
maybe
Jake Cisco.
Maybe Jake, but I don't think. I don't think Benjamin's coming back.
Rom wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, Rom would be alright.
That'd be cool to see Rom and Lita.
Yeah. Regarding the 6 missions, I have to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, really? 6 missions?
Yeah.
I thought it's an expansion. I was like, really? Give us 10 missions at the very least. So, honestly, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed at that. However, what I see happening is maybe a month after release date, we're going to get another featured episode that's going to expand the story. It'll work the very same way as Delta Rising. Delta Rising launched, there was 10 missions in it, and a month later, roughly, they came out with the next featured episode. And I think it's going to go in that. That's the way it's going to work. And whatever this new story arc is that we're going into with the Herc, that's going to be expanded upon then, after that. And it's just going to build up into one new story arc, if you know what I mean.
Right. And the other thing you have to realize with this is they're doing it in the summer. Now, they're doing it around the same time that the summer event's supposed to start. So it'll give them a little leeway with the summer event going to give them time to get things set up as well.
And
I know it's a stupid thing sometimes you think about it, but it is something else. We don't know what's coming for that. It's something to think about.
I believe Morn should be brought back.
Yes,
talking to Morn.
Oh, that's what you guys were laughing about. I'm like,
yeah,
really?
I was looking at Twitch chat and I seen Hyper Dryer.
I didn't think it was that bad, but
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
I'd love to see Morn captain as freighter. That'd be gold right there.
I would assume getting him would be pretty cheap. But let's look at one thing. When we talk about 6 storyline, the 6 new missions coming out. If we think back to Delta Rising when they released those 10 with a 10 level cap, and you couldn't even at one point you got to a point you couldn't progress any further on Cobalt Prime because the amounts being paid out in XP for those missions were not enough to get you to the next level, which so I think on this flip side, you've got a 5 cap increase with 6 missions. So you should, be able to progress pretty well through them. My hope is they don't put the 6 mission requiring you at level 65 and you do the first 5 and you're only at level 62.
All right, so I can talk a little bit more on that. So, the way they've rebalanced the progression from like 50 to 60, it's not nearly as steep.
It's a lot easier to get from 50 to 60 now.
Yeah, it's not nearly as steep as it used to be. Basically it's a nice steady little incline, if you can imagine it as a straight line. And they say what they're going to do is, all right, well, here, I'll say this first. When you get to 60, then it shoots up the incline to get another specialization point. It jumps up. It's like 150,000 XP. What they're going to do is they're going to move that. They're going to take the current level 60 progression or whatever, and they're going to move that to 65. And that steady incline is going to continue from 60 to 61 all the way up to 65, and then it's going to shoot up. So what they're saying is the 6 missions with maybe a little bit of Admiralty, maybe some DOF missions, is going to be more than enough to get you to the new level cap, which is going to be 65. So it's not going to be like Delta
good.
Rising,
Yeah,
thankfully.
That was a pain.
And Wanglish, to answer your question, I've already spoken to the Ferengi Alliance. We are ready to start exploiting the Gamma Quadrant for profit. The Grand Nagus has given his blessing for us to be fruitful and multiply our profit there. So we'll be heading out there in June.
And we're planned for the most lucrative profits.
That's right.
All of the Gamma Quadrant.
I'll be dealing in weapons myself. It's the most lucrative of all things.
That's probably a good thing to bring up now, because I don't know where this is going to go, but faction-wise, with the new Jem'Hadar faction, are they going to be like Romulans, where they get to a certain point, or maybe it's the first thing that you have to do? You have to decide, are you going to align yourself with Fed or KDF, or are they going to get their own star bases and be their own faction?
I think they have to be their own. There's no way they're going to align with the Fed or the KDF.
They definitely have to be their own.
Well,
I think we're going to have a third faction, like a third full faction.
How do you have the Dominion coming through the Gamma Quadrant aligning with the Fed or the KDF? I'm sorry, if they do that, then that is, I'm sorry, I'm going to say stupid.
Well, look at what happened in the last featured episode, Scylla and Charybdis. The Jem'Hadar turned up and started helping you, as the player, to combat the Hurk and defend Deep Space Nine and Bayshore.
That's
true, a great ship,
but
I don't need their help.
Yeah, but while that's true, they were doing it as a part of an allied coalition. It wasn't something...
Well,
but thinking about this, remember when we had the temporal arc? This might be where, this might be the beginning of the joining of the Federation and Dominion. Because, by the 26th century, the Klingons also joined the Federation as well. So maybe this is like the beginning of that set. This might be where it all starts.
So since Odo's leading him, it's going to be Faction Odo for the win, of course.
Maybe so. Yeah.
I would be disappointed if they threw it in to pick a Fed or KDF. I would be very disappointed. I would almost like to see them be on their own.
I've got to agree with that. I mean, it's just the Dominion have always been separated from the rest of the galaxy. If you now decide cooperation is better, I feel like it's just not something that should be done. With the Romulans, they were a broken people, and you had the addition to... Basically, with that, you had the reasoning behind it. The Republic favored more like the Federation, while the Tulsiar favored more something like the Klingons. So it made sense. With the Dominion, we haven't seen them in 40 years. We have no idea what they're doing.
Well, like I said, I have no idea what way they're going to go with it. I think that there's a... Well, all right, it's a 50-50 chance which way they're going to go. My question is, if they make the Jem'Hadar faction its own faction, where they have their own star bases, how are they going to work the already existing fleet holdings, i.e. Spire, K-13, Embassy, all that stuff? Like, will they get them on day one,
It's going to be interesting to see how they take it, and I know we were talking about a lot of things that's still a couple months out, and probably, things that may haven't been completely decided, or it hasn't been released yet. So,
in the chat, Jason Smith, the Dominion, the Hurk by the name, so I believe if I remember this correctly, the Hurk homeworld is actually in the Gamma Quadrant. If I remember the DS9 episode right, because I believe they went through the wormhole to get to the Hurk homeworld to find the Sword of Kahless. So
I think you're misremembering some of that.
Okay,
they did go through the Gamma Quadrant to get the Sword of Kahless, but right. I don't think that the Hurk were necessarily from the Gamma Quadrant. I could be wrong on that, though.
Right. Well, I mean, if the Sword of Kalos was stolen by the Herc and found in the Gamma Quadrant, which does mean that they would at least, the Dominion has been around for 10,000 years, so it could be construed that they had heard about them in some, ancient text or something.
I think it's a lot of releases still coming out, news coming out on it. A lot of good speculation. Hopefully we see some good things with it.
Bottom line, anyway, is for me, I'm very excited. I'm so happy that we can finally start talking about this, because we've known about this since last summer, that the next expansion was coming, or at least the community knew from the trailer that was released, because it said Victory's Life, and everybody was like, yeah, that's the next expansion. So I'm so happy that we can finally start talking about it, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to be left wanting more, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
Yeah, same.
Well, anyway, we've been talking about that for quite a bit. I think we've talked it to death, or pretty close to it. Yeah. So, Hunter, do you want to give us a brief overview on item number 2, the Constable Secondary Specialization?
All right, folks. For the next hour, we're going to be talking about the Constable Secondary Specialization. Will not be an hour, I promise. So, in addition to the expansion coming out in June, they're very pleased to announce the Captain Specialization is getting another specialization, an entirely new specialization, secondary only, Constable. It'll launch with Season 14.5 coming in just a few weeks. Captains will soon be able to follow in the footsteps of the dedicated Keepers of Justice that do their part to make the Milky Way galaxy a safer place. The Constable specialization will center on a unique mechanic, your antagonist. Once you have maintained your same target for 4 seconds, they will become your antagonist. Once you do have an antagonist, they will remain your antagonist until you go too long without targeting them. While they remain your antagonist, abilities from the Constable specialization will allow you to be more effective in combat. You'll suffer reduced effects from other foes, and you'll be more effective at taking your antagonist down. With the new introduction of this specialization, we are also increasing the cap on the specialization points to a max of 195. That's 195. Players that exceed that amount will instead receive dilithium ore when they max out their current specialization XP bar. So it looks like the first thing is the scaling passive. As long as you have the Constable specialization active, you will gain 10 to 25 armor penetration versus your antagonist. The bonus starts at 10 once you have a single ability purchased, and the specialization is active. It scales up by 1 with each ability purchased for a total of 25 once the specialization is complete. As with previous specializations, you have a starship trait. The Constable specialization will unlock the Arrest Starship trait. This significantly reduces the cooldown of your bridge officer abilities when you defeat your current primary target. Once unlocked, the trait can be made active on any starship you own by adding it to an active starship trait slot.
So what do you think of this new specialization, guys?
I can't say much for sure. I like that it's I like the idea of a new secondary specialization, but I have a feeling it's too I'm gonna say one-sided. Because in a place it makes basically Scatter Volley and Fire at Will seem ineffective.
It does. This is set
because,
for a rapid
right,
and overload.
Because as soon as it says one person, your antagonist. If you use Scatter Volley or Fire at Will, your antagonist ability is lost. So unless you're running a rapid fire or a high yield or a overload, thank you. You're not going to be getting a lot from this specialization.
But there are players that specialize in those abilities.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And this would be an amazing specialization for them. But speaking personally from myself, who uses a lot of these spreads and fire at wills, I'll unlock the specs for it, but I probably won't be using it.
Myself, I'll test this one out because I use, I'm a point and click shooter, so I use beam overloads and I use rapid fires. So this one obviously is right up for that one. The downside about it is being secondary. If you look at the pilot abilities, and I do like some of the additional pilot abilities because it does give you some protections versus, the all damage. This is more of an all damage, taking out your enemies. So it's going to be I'll have to look at it myself and see how well they work with my current build.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact this wouldn't work with my current build.
Honestly, for myself, I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I'll fill it out. I'll have it completed on day one. I've already got the spec points saved up. But I'll make up my mind when it comes out. I'll have a look at it and I'll see if I'm going to replace my strategist with the constable. I suspect I probably won't. I think I'm probably still going to stick with strategist as my secondary specialization, but we'll wait and see.
Now, the one unique thing about this is that unlike the strategist and commando, this works for both space and ground.
Right.
For strategist, it only works for space, while the commando only works for ground. But this one works just like a regular primary specialization, of course, with the exception of pilot, which only works for space. But yeah, it'll be that will be the one interesting thing to see how it does. Because on ground, it could work very well. Because on a you're not, unless you're using like a split beam rifle or if you're using pistols or something like that, like I use the bullying cannon a lot, or my 24th century phaser rifle that you see in the TNG episodes. Those are single target. So this could be very good for a ground specialization.
Think about a TR-116 that already goes through the shields with a pin, and now you're getting a potential bonus to armor penetration with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be single shot kills with a rifle at 45 meters, which is beautiful.
Right, because until now we've only been talking about the space, but the ground, this could work very well for ground.
Yeah, I definitely try this out instead of commando and see how this would work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. James, tell us about item number 3, the double XP weekend.
Oh, attention! We've doubled our efforts to give captains the necessary experience to deal with threats to the galaxy from Thursday, March 22nd at 8 a.m. Pacific to Monday, March 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific. Players will be able to enjoy twice the experience. During the event, content that provides skill points and expertise will reward a 100% 2 times bonus above normal amounts. This bonus will be available for all content that rewards skill points and expertise. That's what we're doing, double XP weekend. Not much to say about that, but thank you.
Yeah, like we said when we started the show, this was landed on us very last minute. I've been taking full advantage of it. I'm glad that there is a double XP weekend. I wish I knew about it a hell of a lot longer or sooner than we actually
than
did.
Wednesday afternoon.
Right. But be sure and take advantage of it now, guys. If you've got any story missions that you haven't completed or anything, now's the time to play those story missions and earn some extra specialization points. I think myself, I've earned, I want to say, like 25 specialization points on one of my characters already this weekend since Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just from doing story missions and a crap ton of Admiralty. I've been getting some really, really nice XP with this weekend going on. Anyway,
the other thing is with the expansion only 3 months away. Just remember, guys, this may very well be the last chance you get for double XP weekend until that next expansion. So definitely get it in now.
Hunter, tell us about item number 4, the 20% services sale, please.
Yeah, well, we did know about this one on Thursday. So starting Thursday, March 22nd at 8 a.m. Pacific time, running all the way through Monday, March 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, they are having a 20% off sale on all the services listed below, which include character slots, shared account bank slots, pre-sale slots, the list goes on. Now's the time to purchase them in the C-Store. If you don't have any extra character slots and you know you're going to want to make more than one character when that expansion comes out, they do give you a free one, but now would be an excellent time to purchase those character slots. They are 20% off, and just wait for the expansion to come out.
Just one little correction to that. They have given a character slot in the past. They have not confirmed that they're going to do that this time. There's a strong possibility that they might, but nothing has been confirmed. So don't get disappointed if they don't give one this time and be like, oh well, Priority One told us that you were. They haven't confirmed that they're going to give a character slot, but it might happen. James, item number 5. STO is headed to Destination Star Trek Germany. Tell us all about it.
That's right. Guten Tag, mein Kapitan.
Jawohl.
Guten Tag. It's been a while since that Cryptic, or Star Trek Online, has attended a convention in Europe, and we thought it was about them to come back. So they're very happy to announce Star Trek Online will be attending the Destination Star Trek Germany from April 27 to April 29, 2018. Destination Star Trek is the official Star Trek convention in Europe, and this year is looking amazing. They've got 25 actors from all across Star Trek, including STO alumni Chase Masterson and 2 of our newly announced cast members, Nana Vister and Renee Abajunos. So make sure they'll update with more information. So they'll have a lot of information on Victory is Life. I don't know if for our Europeans they'll have some of those convention Hololitas or whatever they've been given out here in the past. So make sure if you're going to plan on attending the Destination Star Trek Germany, make sure you check out the booth.
Definitely, yeah. No doubt they will have some sort of a convention giveaway. So if you're playing Star Trek Online and you're going to that convention, stop by the Cryptic or STO booth and see if they've got anything to give away. Hunter, item number 5, Xbox and PS4 news, please.
All right, so going through really quick, they have announced the Allied Pilot Escort Bundle for Xbox and PlayStation 4. They're having an upgrade weekend this weekend, so if you got something you want to upgrade, now's the time to do it. Also, Week 3 rewards for Scylla and Charybdis have come out.
Nice.
For more information about those, the link in Twitch chat. We'll bring you to those news. That news.
Excellent. Okay, well, we'll move on to PC patch notes for this week. Pretty small, as you would expect, on the lead up to season release. And as we know, season 14.5 is on the horizon. It's not that far away. In general, patch notes, reflectivity on the latinum material on the Nagus Marauder has been adjusted to improve the export output for 3D printing. I don't have one, I don't care. Simple as that, really.
I actually ran a breach with one the other day. I had to do a double take.
They added an XP weekend, as we've already said, for this weekend, and they've also added an Alachi alert weekend for next weekend, starting on the 29th.
Oh, sorry, you didn't say it's weekend, and that's how they spelled it. They misspelled weekend on the posting.
Did they?
Really
I went back into
that?
Yes, they misspelled it.
Oh no!
Because I do a copy and paste on that, and I even went. Rikers looked at it when he was. We were looking at this yesterday and says, "Did you spell that right?" I'm like, "No." So
nice,
he
nice.
was doing his thing.
That's great.
Priority One Armada news. Priority One Delta Fleet, renewable energy tier 3 on the colony world has completed its cooldown. Priority One Delta, thank you to everyone who has been donating to projects, especially the Starbase. Military and Science tier 5 are about 30 to 40 days away until we can run their final projects. Delta Fleet is currently at level 68. Priority One PS4 fleet upgrade infrastructure 3 on the colony world is now on cooldown. It will be completed on Thursday. Also in Priority One PS4 fleet, upgrade development laboratories 3 is on cooldown. It will complete tomorrow. Once the complete upgrade research lab 3 will be available. And Priority One Gamma has reached level 72. They completed their Tier 5 Starbase upgrade during the week and only have to get Science and Engineering up to Tier 5 on the Starbase. This should only take roughly about a month, maybe 2 months, until those upgrades will be available. So well done to everybody there.
Well done. Cool. Well done. I have an item in the Armada news. As you all know, Kat's not with us tonight. It's her birthday. I believe she's actually out of town. She will be back on the show next week with Winters, so we're asking everyone to hit. This is a great location here, Dozana Station. They have plenty of fine alcoholic beverages. Pick her up something. We'll be giving that to her next week, kind of, so we'll have a little fun with her. I know she's enjoying her weekend out this weekend, and we'll be happy to have her back. And, Rikers, how may I help you, sir?
I thought I was AFK. Am I live?
You are live.
Yes.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, how you doing?
Get the hell out! We're doing a show!
Actually, no, I'm sorry. We have one other important Armada news item that we must do, and Rikers has been chosen as the person who will be doing it.
He was needed. He was needed for this.
Yes.
I've been plotting and scheming for a while now and got everyone in check so we can decide what we wanted to do.
The perfect little Ferengi.
Yep. So what I'm here today is to basically say, greeting Armada members and friends as the Priority One years its 5-year anniversary. I just want to take this moment and thank all our members who have shown a commitment to our gaming community. I'd also like to thank the past and present members of the Armada who has gone above and beyond to provide fun and safe community for us to enjoy. As you know, Priority One Armada has 2 special awards, the Federation Medal of Honor and the Cleon Sword of Kalos, which are awarded to members for the highest achievement in our gaming community. To earn these 2 awards, a member must complete 4 of the following: earned all level 50 career fasces, earned the 5 Gold Star Energy Credit Badge, earned the Dilithium Trader Medal, and earned the 5 million Fleet Credit Medals. These are a lot of medals. Earned the Federation Outstanding Service Medal and or the Cleon Honor Guard Medal. And finally, we have about that 1 block of gold press Latin, and that's just so hard to get these days. To meet 4 of the 6 requirements for this special award is not an easy feat. Leveling a tactical engineer and science officer to level 50 may be easy, but the rest is not. The 5 Gold Star Energy Credit requires a member to donate 50 million energy credits to the Fleet Bank, while the Dilithium Trader Medal is awarded to members who have donated a total of 1 million dilithium to fleet projects. We have the 5 million Fleet Credit Medal, which requires you to donate the set amount that's in the title to the Fleet Credit for fleet projects. And to earn a block of gold press Latinum, whoever's got that, kudos to you, because I haven't even got that far yet. But it requires a member to donate at least 100 euros, or if you're here in the United States, I don't care about Australia, they can forget about, do their own currency. Around $123 in the current market right now, just to donate to Armada for all the stuff that we offer you guys today, the website, TeamSpeak, the show, anything else. So we want to make a special thanks to everyone who's donated over the years. We really do appreciate it. And finally, the Federation Outstanding Service Medal or the Cleon Honor Guard Medal, which is awarded to members who have gone above and beyond by aiding the Armada in-game, whether it be organizing or participating in PvE events or making outstanding contributions to fleet projects. These members have proven their dedication to their Armada time and time again by continually helping with the daily running of the Armada, as well as providing services and assets for the entire Armada. To date, only 3 members have been awarded the Federation Medal of Honor. Captain Gehring, Captain James, who's with us right now. Hey, James, how you doing? And myself, Admiral Rikers. No member has ever been awarded the Cleon Sword of Kahless. But today that's going to change. It's my great pleasure to announce that we have a new officer joining the select few who have been privileged to wear the Medal of Honor so far, and the first person to ever be awarded the Sword of Kahless. By unanimous consensus of the senior admirals of Priority One Armada, we are hereby awarding the Federation Medal of Honor and the Cleon Sword of Kahless to our Commander-in-Chief of Priority One Armada, Winters.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Winters is one of our founding members of Priority One Armada. His commitment to our gaming community is why we are here today. Winters has spent many hours building our culture and ensuring Armada has a bright future. But today, it's our turn to recognize him for everything he's done for us. On behalf of a grateful Armada, and by the power invested by me, Admiral Riker, by the senior admirals of Priority One Armada, I would like to express our sincere thanks and gratitude for your dedication and service to Priority One Armada by awarding you the Medal of Honor and the Sword of Kahless, so ordered by the senior admirals of Priority One Armada on Stardate 95-828.14. And this was signed by myself, James, Kat, and Hunters. Unfortunately, Kat was not able to be here today because, she had things going on, but she's here with us in spirit, and she wants to make sure that you knew that. So, congratulations, winners.
Thanks a million, guys. God, wow, I'm speechless. Yeah, no, that is really, really awesome. I honestly do not know what to say. It's always been a weird one for me because I give out awards all the time along with yourself, Rikers, and James and Hunter, to other members, and it's fantastic to actually be included for like you said, the 2 highest and most prestigious awards that we have. So thank you all so much. Wow, I'm chuffed. Thanks a million.
We figured we had to right or wrong. So congratulations.
Thanks a million.
But now we get to right or right. We also voted. We're retiring you.
Oh yeah, that too. And Martok's being retired as well because he doesn't know who his evil ancient enemy is.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're retiring you, man. You're gone.
I'm out of here.
He's really lost for words.
No, man, it's I'm happy that you're being awarded this. You have done so much for this Armada. I know you spend hours upon hours, and the culture and everything that you have put into it is just something else, and the senior leaders take after that, and we're always making sure everything we do for our members, so this is a way for us to pay you back for all that. So congratulations.
Yes.
Thanks a million.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no, seriously, thank you so much for that. That is really, really awesome. I genuinely am speechless. I don't know what else to say. I'm just completely chuffed. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it.
See, I told you it was going to get him speechless.
Hey,
Yeah.
I know when we look back at this episode, all I'm going to remember is, what are you doing here?
You like that, didn't you? I was waiting to see how fast he would get upset.
I was like, what the hell's you doing? We're in the middle of a show.
Yeah, we had to plan that one out right.
You've been scheming.
That could
Yes,
have
I
been
have.
planned better.
Man, that's brilliant. That's good stuff. Right, so try and think now, how do we recover from that?
You jumped right into the game.
We still have to thank Kat for her website donation.
Yes, so as most of you know, each week we highlight a particular member who has made a monetary donation to the website, and this week we'd like to highlight Admiral Kat for her donation that she made on the website. Any donation, big or small, is always greatly appreciated, because all this stuff that we do unfortunately, there is a real-world money cost to it. Things like the website, the TeamSpeak voice server, domain names, all that sort of stuff all takes money. And we've grown to such a degree that, to be perfectly honest, it's too much for any one person. And we have such an amazing community and people that support this community. So thanks a million to Admiral Cat for her donation that she made to the website. Thank you so much. It is very, very much appreciated.
Thank you, Cat.
On a side note, and this is going to be the troll coming out in me. As James said a few minutes ago, today is Kat's birthday. And I think what we all should do is get a bottle of Romulan ale, Saurian brandy, Chateau Picard, anything, some sort of a bottled drink, and we should all mail Kat and clog up her mail.
I thought you were going to say we should all go to our house and see if we get a drink.
No, I think we should all just send her a mail, maybe a couple of mails, with a bottle of whatever, and maybe, happy birthday, Kat, and clog up her mail. And when she gets back, she'll have to spend ages trying to go through it to clear it up with all this junk. So there's the troll coming out in me. And
all right, hang on. Let's make sure we get her.
That's awful, Winters.
Let's
do it.
Hang on. We're getting there.
What are you doing? You sound like you're thinking, James.
Yeah, we're gonna put her @handle in here. So this is Kat's @handle.
What, you gonna put our phone number down too?
So this is going in the Twitch chat right now. This is her. So.
Hold on. We need to put it in K7 too.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll put it in the We'll put it in the channels and all this. So
man,
make sure you send things to that in-game @handle and clog the heck out of it.
Yeah, make sure you put it in P1 chat.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So yeah, you do that and then have some stuff for her next week too. So we'll just absolutely kill her with things.
Yeah. I think it'll be funny if she comes on to voice. You'll be like, "What the hell is going on? My mail is chock-a-block with drinks of alcohol."
It's gonna be so filled. I was like, "We can't let you in. There's too much stuff in your mail."
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. So don't tell her. All right.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't my idea because she'll kill me.
Root beer?
No, get her all the different drinks, Romulan ale and whatnot. They just send her a whole bunch of stuff.
Romulan ale, Saurian brandy, Chateau Picard, blood wine. You can't forget blood wine. She's very fond of the blood wine.
Now here's a question: does it ever run out of space? I think it's like 200 mails, and like you can't send any more. Or something.
Yeah, no, there is a limit on it. It will depend on how much mail she already has in her mailbox. If she's got very few, then she's going to be able to get a lot of these. And if there's a lot of mails in there, maybe only 10 or 15 of us will be able to actually do it. But if it won't go through, a notification will come up on the screen. All right. Anyway, okay, that concludes the roundtable for this week. So what we are going to do now is we are going to move on to our weekly away mission. And this week we are going to the Dyson Sphere
Contested Zone.
Contested Zone. There you go. Yes. Thank you, James.
I think say concussion zone.
We hope you all enjoyed what is probably one of the longest roundtables we have ever done.
Yes.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
So this battle zone, well, this area that we're going to is a little different. This is the first time we've ever been here, and Cat Hunter and myself actually tested this out. So if you take the battle zone, if you go into Dyson Sphere and you take the battle zone shuttle to the battle zone, like the ground battle zone, and you beam right back up, you're going to be in the contested zone itself. There are some areas that's zone-wide missions that you can do that you control the different towers, and then after that you have the boss level, which is pretty quick. And then there's a lot of smaller missions in there that you can do, things you can find. These pay out some pretty, for maybe a 5 or 10 minute mission, pays out some pretty good XP. So we were thinking about, you get some decent marks in here, then you can get some XP, especially with a double XP weekend. And plus, it's a new map. So we're trying it out. We'd love to hear you guys come join us, try it with us, see what you guys think. If it's something that we like a lot, we'll put it back on the show. If it doesn't work, if it's total crap tonight, then it is what it is. We just won't do it again. But we're just trying to bring something new to the show.
Just shake it up, change it up a little bit, and just because.
Unfortunately, there's only so much we can do.
Right. So
there's only so many battle zones we can go to.
So obviously, you'll want your specializations going. And go ahead, Winters.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. Everybody, come to the contested zone now. I will imagine that a second instance is going to open up in the next minute or two. So we will all switch to instance number 2 once it becomes available. So everybody make your way to the Dyson Sphere, Solenoid Dyson Sphere, contested zone. And we'll rock this map, I suppose. Do we want to do teams? Do we need to do teams?
You know, we did teams when we came in here and tested it. I think if we could do teams to get people in, but because there's so much to do, and you're kind of flying around, it's if you look at the map, it's not what you see in any other battle zone map. So it's not like you can say, okay, go to this area. They're not well marked out. So you see the red areas there. Those are the different towers.
Yeah.
So this is the zone-wide missions, and then within yours, Winters, you have some smaller little items within it. Some pop-ups like Voth Beachhead, repair damage sensor, and then there's some areas within it also that you can get some additional missions. So we came in here for probably about 30 to 40 minutes. We wrapped up about a couple hundred Dyson marks and about a little over 2,000 in dilithium. So
I think I had like 30-something or 20-something dilithium.
Yeah. No, you had more than that.
Oh,
because
maybe.
The zone wide pays like 9. It pays like 900 on the zone wide stuff. So
yeah.
Like I said, if we want to team up, we can team up. I'm looking at your maps compared to mine. You've got a couple more areas, I think 1 or 2 more that you found. And it's the same way if you go back to Allied Space. There's a lot of found missions in there, and they're very quick missions, and they pay some pretty good XP. Some of these would pay 12 to 1,500 XP just doing it real quick.
Which, the duty officer missions?
No.
Sorry.
But that's the other thing. There are duty officer missions.
Yes,
that you can
that's
run
right.
in this
Yeah.
area.
So think of this as kind of like Cobalti Prime, where you've got the main missions you do, but then you've got a lot of missions, the found missions, right in the middle. Things pop up and whatnot. Well, these are already there. So let's see if we're.
So apparently, Cat's mail is full. Well done,
right,
everyone.
Someone needs to get her on the horn.
Kudos to her. Kudos.
That is fantastic.
She's got mail.
That is really so funny.
and we also, in that message, we should probably tell her to delete some of the mail so we can send her more.
I'm not sending her anything. I don't want my name anywhere near this, even though
it was endorsed by you.
Yeah, I just made clear. I said it was a bad idea.
Here's your problem.
You
All you
did
have
not.
to do is go back through this and see our last broadcast, and your head will be on the chopping block.
Oh man, it's too funny.
Yeah. All right, so we're at 16, and a new instance didn't open up, but I am getting shot.
Wow. Surprised that a
That's
new instance
because-
didn't open up. Well, if we don't open up a new instance, we'll just run with this one. But that's what we can do. Oh yeah, look at everybody turning up here now. This is great.
Trying to switch and see if the instances will switch, and I keep getting shot at.
So I'm going to head up here to the north, up by the industrial zone, for that control tower there.
Okay, I'm going to take which one is this? Wasteland. I'm going to take Wasteland in the south.
Okay. So do keep in mind, because we've got more people in here, it will cost more Voth to spawn now.
This is very true.
Yes, so
we are just sticking with this zone then.
Well, yeah, Hunter, you pick one of the 4 towers to start working on.
I'm on the Voth front right now.
Okay. Rikers, do you want to pick a tower? I think there's only 1 remaining.
There's 4 in here.
No. I've picked 1. James has picked 1. You've picked 1. So there's 1 tower remaining.
Oh, Rikers.
So when we take control of these and we have total overall control, there will be 4 Voth fleets that come out, and these fleets are made up of, I believe, some smaller units, and each of them have, I believe, 2 of their Citadel ships.
2 Citadel ships each.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. So again, while we were in the other day, it took a little bit for us to get through it.
Now there were only 3 of us, but
but we've got a lot more in here, so. Like I said,
have a feeling we can do it in half the time.
Yeah. And then what it'll do is it just resets and you do it again and again and again. So
it's like any battle zone, only this happens a lot faster.
Yeah. There's no countdown timer. Once you can defeat the 4 fleets, it comes right back down. And then there's, like I said, there's smaller little group missions in here you can pick up at various areas. There's some communication for some additional dailies. It's just a fun map. If you find that if you're flying in here and your ship is absolutely unmaneuverable, you need to make sure you take that character, you go to the Fleet Spire, and you get Atmospheric Flight 1, 2, and 3, because that is used in here, because you're flying in an atmosphere.
That's right. So, you're not flying through the vacuum of space. You're actually within an atmosphere, so there's resistance.
Yep. So we've got the industrial zone, the wasteland. We've got that one taken, so it's now blue. Looks like the southern one, we're going to head down by the control tower, the shield tower. The Voth can come back and try to retake the towers. You don't have to necessarily wait for the tower to hit 100%. But do keep in mind that they may try to retake the tower after a certain amount of time.
Yes. The Wasteland Tower is being taken, by the way.
I see that. I'm heading back there now.
It looks like Allied Front Tower is at a standstill.
Yep.
What the hell? I'm missing 2 weapons off my ship. What the deuce?
I won't tell you there, buddy.
It was the price. It was the price of the awards. We took 2.
Yep, we did.
We took 2 weapons from you. They're hiding. We won't tell you where, but we'll give you a hint. It's on one of the fleet holdings.
So, like, the green areas in here are like this one. I'm talking to Commander Lovek, and it's the wasteland zone. So it pays out 2279 experience, 1957 expertise, 480 dilithium, and you get your point. A box of Dyson marks. So again, you can fly around and do these different things and pick up some really cool. Pick up some quick marks, pick up some quick dilithium, and some quick expertise.
I am heading over to the Allied Front Tower.
Yeah, same here.
Because it's just on a standstill.
Yep.
With my mini fleet of cruisers here. Got a Klingon, a Romulan, and a Fed NPC following me.
For some odd reason. Your stuff there. So you think about it, a lot of people, when they get done with Battle Zone, they beam to their ships, so they're sent near in the center, so it does make it a little bit more
also, a second instance finally opened up.
Oh, cool. We're almost done with this one.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, we may as well stick here now.
Yeah,
Allied,
pretty much.
Once Allied Tower goes, the second phase should come on, even with the overall control still halved.
I thought the overall control had to be full on that when we were doing it.
But it'll fill up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the fleet will show up on the eastern side of the battle zone, so it'll be more near the Voth area when those finally hit. So you'll want to start making your way down that way.
I see Laura's here, guarding one of the towers.
Yep, I've got Zen Mordo. I've got Alex.
Very nice. I haven't picked up a team yet myself, but I know we got a lot of good.
Yeah, I don't got anyone on a team. I've just got people around me.
I've got a few on team.
And we did this the other day. We were really like, this should be really fun if we've got the Armada coming in here with, good 15, having a full map in here.
Just reckon. And there doesn't seem to be anyone just sitting in the
center, so we probably
filled it up.
Got this pretty well. Yeah, there's 19 of us in here. So I couldn't remember what the cap was, if it was 15 or 20.
Well, right now we're at 18, so
not bad.
We're pretty close. We're pretty close to boss level.
Yep. And even the Allied zone. I mean, again, there's a lot of really little fun missions you can run in there. Just kind of change things up versus, just the same old everyday sort of thing.
This is probably one of those areas that isn't utilized all that often.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually made an endeavor for this, like complete control in the contested zone.
I have a funny feeling that already exists. I could be wrong. Something's telling me though that I've already seen that.
Maybe it does, but if not, hey, Cryptic, definitely something to consider. Adding that as an endeavor, definitely get people in here.
Yeah, those endeavors are really good. Definitely gets people playing different parts of the game. Okay, there's boss level.
Yep. So there's the Voth fleet, as you can see. And then those citadels, they're not. They're definitely powerful little units, and since we've got a lot in here, you just see the number of units, smaller escorts around them. Oh, that's right. This is what happened. You go in and you get launched on by everybody.
You got destroyed at first shot, didn't you?
Yeah. The bulwark, I hit him with the overbeams and he had total protection.
That's what happened last time, too.
Yeah. Now, one of the bad things with this is if you got to respawn in, it does respawn you in a little further away than really I'd like, but at the same time, so you're doing a little bit of flying back to the bosses.
One citadel down.
Nice.
I'm working on one, but I think I'm gonna die. Oh no, good. Got out of it.
The one thing I hate is when they put up those reflective shields.
Yeah.
Man, it's so annoying.
I beam overloaded the bulwark on that and just absolutely wasted it.
All right. I'm heading south for the next citadel.
All right.
This one's down.
You got to take out all the units too. You just can't take out the citadel, so you got to take out all the escorts.
The easy part is that's the easy part.
Yeah. And watch those repair ships coming in. You know how they love it. That thing will get the that bulwark we just practically took down is coming back up. So,
all right, let's help Alex.
Yep.
Boom.
No, the citadel down.
Yep. There's the repair ship gone. Let's take out the Palisade frigates.
Oh yeah, this is actually quite fun. I'm enjoying this.
The boss level is fun because they are. I think they are more powerful than when you take them on in the Undine space battle zone.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
They've got a lot more power. All right, 3 of 4 down.
Bayaka. Am I blind? Is there a citadel somewhere that we didn't get?
It's probably on the other side. I'm checking now.
Yeah, and it could just be some smaller escort ships that we missed. Like, yeah, right down here, I think we'll probably... Yep, there's some escorts.
Oh, I see something. I see something.
That's it.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
And see that? You picked up over 2,000 expertise and 22...
720 dill as well. Wow, nice.
Yeah, yep. You got your daily bonus, so you're popping well over 100 marks on this.
Right.
I got 85 marks on mine.
So what you do is you just do this again. You take all the towers, and then you battle the boss again. So,
right.
Like I said, it's a pretty quick thing, except you, again, they're more powerful units, and it's better to do this with a group. And
everything in game is always better like that, though. Like it's always, any content is always way more fun when you're doing it in groups.
And like I said, you've got the little smaller missions in here. You don't necessarily have to do the control towers off the bat. You can just do the smaller missions, pick up some quick dilithium.
Right.
There's some additional dailies in here that you can do. Again at the
and DOF missions.
DOF missions, the whole 9 yards. So
yeah.
Hopefully everyone is enjoying this. It's not out the door difficult, but a good challenge. Tell you what, I'm going to move up to the Allied front defense tower.
That's where I'm at.
Okay, I'll move up there with you.
There seems to be enough people here. I'm going to go to the industrial, start making my way up there.
Yeah, cool.
And it's being taken. But I have a feeling they'll bring in reinforcements in any second now.
Yeah, they'll bring a few in. And then if you get tired of doing this here, you've always got the ground battle zone. You can drop right down into the center. So,
or you've got the Undine battle zone.
Yeah,
if you want to go spacebound.
Yep, that's a good middle zone.
I remember when this first came out in season 8. Man, was I confused! I hadn't a clue what was going on at all with any of the Dyson maps. Hadn't a freaking clue.
Did.
It is confusing when you come in here. Even if you haven't been in here in a while. So that's what we kind of took the time and tried to map everything out and see what was in here and determine that this would be a pretty good map for, if we're having a double XP weekend.
Right.
For a space battle map that you can just keep recycling through very quick. So as you can see, we've already got control of all the towers. So we're just waiting for the main control to come up, and then boom, we'll have the Citadel ships back out again. So we'll earn more dilithium and more XP. And then, while you're waiting for that, you can do one of the smaller missions if you want.
The other thing I think is good is because we had a longer round table, this will allow us to get more in quicker.
Yeah.
Tonight as well.
I mean, 720 dilithium already for one quick run through. That ain't bad. And
we really did have a long round table tonight, though. But to be fair, I mean, there was pretty big news during the week with Victory is Life.
No, we forget that while it's Kat's birthday this week, William Shatner also celebrated his birthday, and I believe Leonard Nimoy would have had his birthday this week.
That's right. Yeah. I actually seen that during the week. That's 100% right.
Yep.
And of course, and I don't want to bring things down too much, but there was the sad passing then of Stephen Hawking.
Professor Hawking.
Yeah.
In the history of Star Trek, he was the only person ever to be on Star Trek that played himself.
Yes, exactly. That is 100% true. Only person to ever play himself.
They took him on a tour of the Enterprise, and they showed him the engineering and the warp core, and his response is, "I'm building one of those." So, and if I believe correct, he died on technically March 14th, which was Pi Day 3.14.
That's right, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, a great person and a great scientist. He actually made science people could understand it. I actually watched that episode of Star Trek after he passed away with him.
Have you ever seen the movie on him, The Theory of Everything? Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen that, and I now want to go back and take a look at that.
That is a great movie. It's very, very good. I can't remember the actor's name that played Stephen Hawking in it, but he done a fantastic job. It was such a good movie. It was really, really top notch.
I watched some things on some of the stuff that he's done in real life. He's been in quite a bit of comedies and whatnot. He's some dramas, but a lot of comedies. And he's obviously Big Bang, but he's been in some British shows and whatnot. And I think it's awesome for someone like that to he's a freaking genius.
Yeah, oh, definitely, without a doubt.
And he's sitting there and he's willing to do comedy, one-liners and all that. And to me, that just, I don't know, one of the greatest minds of the 20th and 21st century. He died on Einstein's birthday. Wow.
And he was also born on another famous person's birthday. I think it was Da Vinci.
There it is. So... So the only downside to the tower control, getting it up to full to blast it off, but it's generally more. I think they feel like there's like 3 people on this map instead of 19.
We're almost there, ready for another boss level.
Andrew says it was fair that we had to fill Kat's mailbox. I didn't send her anything, so for those of you who sent it, you will be the ones in trouble. Do not see the @ handle that was put in there by the person that's on Priority One. We'll have to do, yeah. So also remember to bring stuff next Saturday. Yep, here we go.
We'll do the same thing next week.
There it is, yeah.
We'll have a special keyword, and once that word has been said, everybody will mail her at the same time.
We'll have to tell her to clear out her mailbox.
Yeah.
Try to send you a message, but your mailbox was full. I need you to clean it out. Oh, I dropped.
Yep.
You dropped?
Like it's hot.
Whoa.
And so did Winters.
Wow, something came back and hit me hard.
Yeah, you get in the middle of those vaults, they throw every anti-proton they can at you.
So what? This is something that we actually didn't talk about during the roundtable when we were discussing Victory is Life. There's a new progression system as well coming with Victory is Life. Any thoughts on that?
Any speculation on what it is, or is it?
I suppose, yeah.
Take on it.
Well, it seems to be a brand new progression system. I have no idea what it's for, or
it could be something like an admiralty system, another admiralty system, some kind, or
I don't know. It's. I was trying, like, I was racking my brains trying to think. All right, well, what could they build another progression system on? Because we already have duty officers, we already have the admiralty system, which takes care of your ships, and I was like, what else is there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's got to be something that they've come up with within the last couple of years.
You know what? Andrew just said Kat's going to probably report it all as spam. So when you guys can't type or do anything in game chat and all that, and you get a thing from Cryptic because you've been silenced.
Blame James.
Oh,
No, don't blame me. I was not the one who came up with the idea. I was the one that just,
Yeah, you gave her details out over a live broadcast.
Yeah, because like most of the people, like a great deal of our members are already friends with her, so they're already going to know her information.
Yeah, well, you made sure that they knew her information.
Yeah, I know,
Exactly.
I know.
This is all on you.
Oh, man.
Winters and I are vindicated here.
Pat, if you watch this show and you come back, just share half of it with me, okay?
I've had that done to me plenty of times.
So look at that, another 2,800 experience.
And another 720 dill. Yeah, baby.
Yes.
The 720 dill is guaranteed every time.
Hey, look at this. We haven't lost the 4 points. Where's the Voth? Voth is which one? I'm beside
It's
the
right
Voth.
here, actually.
Yeah. So, look, we're already making progression. Quick, everybody scatter and guard the points before they're lost.
Yep. Heading up north to the wasteland.
Oh, no, that's an old console I miss.
What?
I think it's Scylla Woes in the Ryzian luxury cruiser, and he had that I can't remember the console name, but it basically sucks everything in towards your ship.
Oh God, I was in a PvP match with that a few weeks ago.
Well, it sucked everything in, and then someone hit the temporal anti-time entanglement singularity, and I just watched everything just pop. It was a sight to see.
So I've been watching Star Trek Voyager recently, basically, rewatching it. I've been going through all the different excuse me, Star Trek series, and I'm on Voyager now. Do you guys remember the episode where they tried to break the warp 10 barrier?
Threshold.
Yeah, Lieutenant Paris
they trying to bait
turned
it.
into a thing.
Yeah, Lieutenant Paris done the flight, and then he started to mutate and transform.
He had a thing, and then had a fling.
Well, do you remember? Do you remember the part after he initially broke the barrier, and he's lying down on the bio bed, he's unconscious, and the doctor goes, "Well, as near as I can tell, he's just asleep." And Janeway goes, "Well, can you revive him?" He goes, I can't see why not." And the doctor leans down to Paris's head. He goes, "Wake up, Mr. Paris."
It's like, really? Really?
I see the episode not that long ago, and oh man, the Doctor was so funny. He was the best character in Voyager. He came up with some really great ones.
I watched the TNG episode where Q loses his power and he's on the Enterprise bridge. He goes, "Q the weak, Q the this, Q to this. What must I do to prove?"
Die.
Die.
Worf goes, "Die." I'm like, I just lost it.
And then he's like, "Oh,
Thanks, Worf. Have you eaten any good books lately?
Have you read any good books?
Any good books? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, have you ate any good books lately?"
My ultimate favorite moment with Worf is take me out to the holosuite. And Cisco is like, so when, he gives a speech or whatever saying that we're going taking on the Vulcans, and Worf's response is, "We will destroy them." And then when Nog has to tag one of the guys, and it's like, "What do I do? Find him and kill him."
Just tag him out.
Find him and kill him.
Yeah, let's write the rules to Klingon baseball.
Right?
Talk about an overreaction, though. Find him and kill him. What an overreaction.
Yep.
It's fun stuff. Oh, man.
Of course, the classic with him is when he's thank you, Hyper Raider. Where he's in the one in Sherwood Forest. He goes,
yes.
"I protest. I am not a merry man."
Yeah.
So.
I love it in that same episode where Deanna shoots Data. It's like, Data, are you all right? Yeah, your aim is getting better.
He had some good lines in Insurrection when he was the radiation was making him young, and he had the gort, and I'm experiencing aggressive tendencies.
Definitely feeling aggressive tendencies, sir.
I loved Generations. I feel like Brent Spiner. I've watched I watched some of the Las Vegas and other conventions off of YouTube and stuff, and I really felt that he enjoyed he probably enjoyed Generations more than the entire series combined, because he really got to act out, be himself. Because he wasn't just an android; he had the emotion chip, so he was like, he was laughing uncontrollably. My favorite part when when Deanna, of course, crashes into the planet and they're about to hit the atmosphere, and they turn to him and he's like, "Oh," and then we all know the other word, but it cuts to someone else before it.
Jason,
you get to say it.
Jason just said in the chatting game about where Picard told Worf to sing in. Remember that was in Insurrection. A British tar is a soaring soul, as free as a mountain bird. Sing, Worf, sing.
Yeah. Yeah, Worf's like, that ain't gonna happen.
He's just shaking his head. No, I'm not going to sing.
Doing it. No, not gonna happen.
There's a lot of YouTube out there of where Worf is kind of smacked down when he wants to do something, and Picard has to say, "No, Mr. Worf, no."
Yeah.
Oh, I remember I was watching one of these on YouTube, and someone asked, "So, Brent, who was the one that came up with the idea for Spot?" And he's like, "The idea for Spot, not mine. That cat was probably one of the worst actors I've worked with ever."
Yeah, there was something like 3 or 4 spots.
3 spots.
Yeah, something like that anyway.
And he recollected one time where it took 8 hours. It's like, if that cat had a line anywhere, it's like you knew it was going to be a long day.
Life forms,
because
your tiny little life forms, your precious little life forms. Where are you?
Yeah, but I mean, going back, it's like he said the only line where we didn't have to reshoot was the one line where it says "Spot eats tuna." Did it in one take.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the only line. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. It's like, getting the cat to do the one thing it usually does.
Well, it's easy to get an animal to eat. Just throw food in front of it. I know my dog does that. She'd be the greatest actor in the world if all she had to do was eat.
Exactly. Your one job was to eat. I think anyone could really be a good actor.
All right. We've got this group. 2 of their groups have been taken out.
2 down, 2 to go.
And if I can just get my engines back online.
What do you say? Will we call this the last one?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I think we've
Whoa,
been doing pretty good.
I see flying for like 600,000.
3 runs and like I said, a little over 2,000 to lithium, a couple hundred Dyson marks, and
Another Citadel down.
She's gonna blow.
there it is.
Fantastic.
And I just got a specialization point.
Nice.
There.
Congrats.
Yeah, so like I said, you can run this pretty quick and pick up some quick points and whatnot. And I just picked up another 60.
720 dill.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a good one, and you can just go around, do the small little missions and whatnot. And then if you would have dropped down into the Dyson ground, you're right here in the center. So,
Yep.
Well done, everybody. That was some pretty good runs there, definitely, for sure. But I guess that wraps up episode 37 of the Priority One Armada live stream. But before we go, here's a glimpse at next week's show. I will be in the captain's chair next week, and Kat will be in 10 forward drinking Mr. Data under the table. Next week will be a special show. For the first time, Priority One Live will be coming to you live from the first city of the Imperial Klingon Empire. It's going to be a KDF themed show. So make sure to sharpen your bat'leth, as well as we will blood feud against those who have been dishonorable to us. Also, don't forget we will be celebrating Kat's birthday, so make sure you bring her presents. As with every show, we will be talking about the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Priority One Armada. Plus, we will be teaming up with you in another adventure zone to earn even more marks and lithium.
also, if you're not a member of Priority One Armada and want to stay in touch with us in game, then come join us on our Priority One chat channel by typing in the chat box /channel_join space Priority One. That's all one word, and then hit the enter key.
And if you think we're awesome and want to join our Priority One Armada family, you can simply head over to PriorityOneArmada.com and sign up today. We have both Federation and KDF fleets ranging from Tier 3 to Tier 5, so you can be certain we have a fleet for all types of players.
And most importantly, don't miss a thing from the world of Star Trek. Catch all the latest news regarding the Star Trek Multiverse on Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Get a new episode every Friday by pointing your favorite podcast app to feeds.priorityonepodcast.com.
Want to be notified of our next live stream? Then follow our channel, twitch.tv/priorityone. You can also catch up on our latest past live streams by going to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/P1network, all one word. Finally, before we go, I'd like to say a very special thank you to James and Hunter for joining me this week. And of course, a big thanks to you, the viewers, because without you, there would be no point in doing any of this. So, until next time, take care, everybody. Live long and prosper. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Good night, folks.
Good night. Adios.